Good evening and welcome to ONTV's coverage of high school sports. Tonight we have a first in the history of ONTV. We're on the road here at Dragons Stadium for varsity baseball. The Dragons come into this contest against Oxford, the Wildcats, in this M24 battle, coming in with a record of 5-0 in league play. They play in the OAA Red Division, and 10-5 overall. I'm your announcer, Ian Locke, in the booth, and alongside me, the baseball guru of LOHS is...
I'm Jack Diedrich.
Jack Diedrich. And Jack, you know, this is your first announcing duty here for ONTV, and how do you feel about it? You excited?
Oh, I'm very excited. This is a dream come true, if you will.
Well, we're going to have a good time, and we're just going to watch some Dragon baseball, which has been on a roll lately. And let's talk about what happened this week in Dragon baseball. On Monday, the Dragons were on the road to rival Clarkston, and they took away just a whooping to the Wolves from Clarkston. I believe it was a 15-1 decision or 14-1, and it was just a wipeout. It
was great. The offense was on track, running, fielding. I mean, just about every facet of the game, they dominated.
And as you see here, we have highlights from the game that was Wednesday. And Wednesday they faced Stony Creek. And it was a makeup game from the previous Friday's rainout that saw the game pick up just a couple days ago in the fourth inning with 2 out, I believe. Stony Creek was up 1, and they had 1 man on base.
They picked up the game in the fourth, and it was tied.
Oh, it was tied. I thought they were down 1. Okay, very good.
And they, I don't know if it was just the change of day, but all of a sudden the offense showed up. And they scored 3 runs in the 6th. They scored another one in the 7th. They got up to a 5-1 lead. In the 7th inning, they had a little bit of a hiccup.
A little bit of a hiccup's being nice about it. Well, let's talk about it. Nick Deeg, the star pitcher here for the Dragons, he ran into some trouble and let Stony Creek, I don't want to say let him back in, but Stony Creek got back in the game without getting even a hit.
Yeah, he was a little wild. There was an error or two. And, a run scored because of it. But, in the end of the game, the Dragons came out with a 5-3 victory in what was a huge game. Coming into the game, both teams were tied in the Red Division.
It was a huge game for the Dragons. And, it kind of proves that, baseball, there's always drama in baseball. It's kind of a unique sport where football, they get their drama. But baseball, it can turn on a dime. You never know what's going to happen. Just when you think you're in cruise control, something can hit you, and all of a sudden you're looking at the wrong side of a score.
You see, exactly. I mean, base runner here, a fielding mistake. I mean, you got to be in the game throughout the entire thing. You get lazy, you feel like you're running away with it, and all of a sudden mistakes happen. And they happened a little bit in the Stony Creek game. Not big enough to blow the game, but...
Well, we have Oxford in town. It's a rivalry game with the Wildcats. It's always been exciting to have the Cats in town for a baseball match, football, basketball, you name it. It's always intense and it's always big. And Oxford comes into this match against the Dragons with a 1-2 OA Red League record and a 2-5 overall because they recently dropped a decision to Anchor Bay. And I think we have the OA Red standings. And we'll try to put those up on the screen for you. And here they are. Lake Orion, as you see, is sitting at 5-0 overall in league play and 10-5 overall for the season. And there you go. Stony Creek, there's their one blemish in league play, and that was handed to them by the Dragons just a couple days ago. And then Oxford comes in. We have them as 1-2 and 2-4, but obviously they had a game the other day, and it was 2-5 overall. So they're kind of limping along a little bit, Oxford, but they're going to bring their A game today.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been their best season in recent history, but, they're coming in when every time they come to Lake Orion, they just want to win, and that's what they're going to try to do.
Well, they're coming up next here on ONTV. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to step away, and when we come back, we'll have a little more chitter-chatter about baseball, but this is ONTV's coverage of high school sports. We'll be back after this short timeout.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
And welcome back. This is ONTV's coverage of high school sports. We are at the varsity baseball field where your hometown Dragons will be taking on the Wildcats from Oxford. And the team is still warming up, getting ready to go here. We're just about ready for the first pitch as we see Oxford there getting ready to go. And just so you know, watching this game, if you ever thought of owning a copy of this baseball match, you can order DVD copies by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377. For only $10, you get a copy of this and any other program in our broadcasting vault. That's $10 for DVDs. That's 248-693-3377. And we have an alternate number, too, at 248-393-1060. And we have football games, basketball games, now baseball games, lacrosse, you name it, we're covering it.
All the great things about Lake Orion sports, we got it.
Yep, right here on ONTV. Now let's take a look. The weather is absolutely beautiful. It's looking about, we were talking in the break, Jack informed me that it was 48 degrees out here. It looks considerably warmer than that. But the wind is really coming out of the north, and we're looking over at the high schools, the American flag at the high school, and it's virtually standing up. Now it's drifting a little bit, but it's kind of gusty. So that's going to play, have some play with the ball as it, if it gets high on the outfield and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you might see, not a lot of power I'm expecting today because the wind is coming in from the about left field.
Yep.
And, watching pre-game warm-ups, some of the pop-ups that were being hit to the players, I was seeing some drifting. It'll be interesting to see how the players adapt and if there's going to be any miscues.
Yeah. And as you see, the flag there on the screen is really whipping, and that is not a light flag. So there's a lot of oomph behind that wind to move that flag around. And so it should be interesting for the players, especially in the outfield, as my cohort in crime so eloquently stated. And let's talk about the starting pitching. We found out that Brad Schenzer will be the starting pitcher for LO tonight. And what can you tell me about Schenzer?
Well, Brad Schenzer, he's a power pitcher. I mean, it's rare to have too much power from a left-hander, but he's one of the rarities. And recently I heard that he may have gotten a scholarship to play baseball at Michigan State, so congratulate him.
Yeah, congratulations to Brad. That's outstanding. And, and talking about Lake Orion pitching, it's been written about in the local press all season long, but they have two power lefties in Deeg and Schenzer, and that never happens in high school baseball. I mean, you're lucky to have maybe a lefty that can maybe give you like a 3 spot. You know what I mean? That you're in the number 3 pitcher in the lineup, but you have 2, possibly 1 and 1A for Lake Orion.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go as far to say 1 and 1A. I'd say 1 and 1. We're rewriting the numbers here, but Schenzer, like I said, is a power pitcher, but so is Nick Deeg, the other number 1 pitcher for Lake Orion. I've noticed he incorporates a little more soft stuff, a little more curveballs and change-ups, but I mean, don't take anything away from his fastball because it's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, he'll whistle it by you, and if you're not ready to go, you're going to run into some problems.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to get this one underway. Oxford's out there having a good time warming up, getting going, and it looks like number 9 for Oxford, Pitching-wise, he's in the bullpen getting warmed up there, and the guys are just kind of having a good time, just loosening up, just ready to enjoy the day and a good game of baseball.
Just looks like it's Matthew Zitney that's going to be starting for Oxford.
Is that number 9, Matthew?
Number 9, Matthew is a senior.
Okay.
He's a right-handed pitcher, and he's just getting a little loose today.
Well, I don't know much about the Oxford Baseball Club. I'm sure we're going to learn about them real quick here once this game gets underway. And just before, well, actually, just stick around, everybody. Don't go away. We'll be back after this short timeout, and we'll have the opening pitch here after this short break. You're watching ONTV's coverage of high school sports. Stay tuned.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
And welcome back to Dragon Stadium here for a varsity baseball match with your hometown Dragons and the visiting Wildcats of Oxford, just a short way up the road on M24 in the house for a nice rivalry game. And again, I'm your announcer, Ian Locke, and with me is Jack Diedrich, the LOHS baseball phenom of baseball knowledge, right? So we know that Schenzer is our starting pitcher, as you see the Dragons take the field, and Schenzer's still warming up, getting ready to go for tonight's contest. And Oxford, boy, they're out there practicing their swings, and they're taking some big rips. They're looking for to do some damage early on in this contest. And there you see Schenzer, and there's some information. He's a sophomore at 6'2". And Schenzer, number 7, as we said, 1-1 as opposed to 1-1A when it comes to power pitching, you know, between him and Deeg. And we should expect a doozy here as we have our first batter up to the plate, and it's number 11 for Oxford.
So starting up here for coming into the box for Oxford is Colin McGean. First pitch from Schenzer is right on the outside corner.
So he painted the corner on that one from our standpoint, but
the 0-1. Chopper, the third baseman, picks it up. Throw over to first is thrown away. Kuster, the catcher, will run it down, and runner at first on the error.
Now notice already from Schenzer, he works fast from the mound from pitch to pitch. He doesn't take his time. He's kind of that Verlander-esque. You get the ball, and he deals right away.
He doesn't waste much time, that's for sure.
Small crowd on hand for tonight's game to enjoy the nice sunny day. Wind has died down considerably, almost to nothing, since we just said it was blowing like crazy.
So that'll bring up the junior, Ryan Kitching, for Oxford. Taken high for a ball. It's 1-0.
Some heat on that one, too.
Runner on first, nobody out. From the stretch, the pitch, high again.
Looks like the outfield's playing straight up. I want to thank you for tuning into this contest tonight, the first ever broadcast for Dragon Baseball.
The 2-0 to Kitching is fouled off, so we'll make that 2-1. So we're just underway here in Lake Orion. Second batter of the game, in fact.
Next picks in, he's calling strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And they're listing that on base as opposed to a hit as an error.
That's interesting. Maybe.
I thought he made it in time for a hit. Off speed. Off speed, and he just misses. That was close.
So it's 3-2 on Kitching. He sets, delivers, and it is outside.
Yeah.
So make that runners on first and second, and Lake Orion's running into a bit of trouble.
A little bit of
here.
trouble, no outs. And 56 for Oxford's up to bat.
Number 56, Kyle Hartwick.
Kyle Hardwick from Oxford is up to bat with number 8 on deck.
So Kyle Hartwick's up, and on deck is Brennan Orr. Pitch from
Quite a lead. Quite a lead at second base. Is that McGean?
Yeah, it's McGean.
Colin McGean at second. He's taking quite a lead, and he's kind of shitting himself behind the infield umpire. And they're going. The runners are on their way.
No throw by the catcher Custer. So we're going to make that second and third. Still nobody out, and the heart of the order is still up there.
Yeah, and sitting at 1-1, so Dragons have some work to do.
Schenzer from the stretch. Swing and a miss.
Nice off-speed pitch there. Batter's way out in front of that one. Hartwick was swinging almost through his swing just as that ball arrived. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And it is
just missed.
So we're going to make that 2-2 on Hartwick.
Now that opening pitch, we saw the strike zone was pretty wide. It's narrowed considerably since.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit like the umpire is going to have a offensive foul ball, an offensive strike zone. So still 2-2 on Hartwick.
Hartwick's a senior. Senior leadership's always important for a baseball club. A lot of juniors on this squad for Oxford.
Yeah, most of these guys are going to be coming up next year. Pitch,
Oh.
ground ball to the second baseman. The throw over to first. 1 run will score, so make it 1-0 here on the RBI ground out by Hartwick. And McGean scores.
Now batting, number 8, Brennan Orr.
1-0. Oxford in the lead.
That'll bring up Brennan Orr for Oxford. Left-handed power hitter. The pitch.
Oh, inside and high.
Yeah, and luckily that was a curveball. Otherwise,
Might be calling his dentist. As the wind picks up and sends our papers flying.
The pitch
And a
is on the
strike.
corner.
Wind's picking up here. Way outside.
Big off throw to third, and he did not get him. He is safe. Still a runner on third. It's a 1-0 game here in the top of the first in favor of Oxford.
Yeah, leadoff at third wasn't that large. Not like it was earlier when they had the double steal on.
Fouled off right behind us.
Ryan Kitching, number 13, he's on third base for Oxford. He's keeping Schenzer occupied there with the movement. Secondary lead there. And outside.
Ball in the dirt.
Having some control issues early in the top of the first.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly the problem is, but he's just, maybe it's the cold weather, but he's struggling. The 3-2 offering is taken for strike three.
Looking. Boy, he needed that one.
Yeah, so that'll make it 2 outs, and it will bring up Jeremy White
Now
for
batting for
Oxford.
Oxford, number 22, Jeremy White.
Jeremy White, sophomore on the Wildcats club, batting right.
Pitch from Schenzer, and it is hit
long
in the left
serving.
field, and
Long ball, and that's to the wall.
so it's over the head of the left fielder. Throw into second will be cut off.
Stand-up double. Nice nice hit there by Jeremy White, number 22.
So it's going to make it a 2-0 game here in favor of Oxford.
Now batting for Oxford, number 14, Nate Brubaker.
Nate Brubaker up for Oxford. They're sending quite a bit of guys to the plate here in the first.
The pitch, swing and a miss. So 0-1 on Brubaker. Schenzer tried to keep that guy at third to try to strand him, but on the RBI double by Orr.
That was a no doubt about her. He got a hold of that one and sent it.
The only question about that one as he takes the ball in the dirt is, was it going to stay in the park?
Yeah, I know. It was carrying, hey, you know, and there's the wind. It looked like the wind knocked it down just a little bit.
No wind, and we might be down 3-0 at
Yeah.
this point. Ground ball to the shortstop. He'll pick it up, fire it over to first, and he is out.
And out. That was a close play, but they got him, and that is the end of the top of the first inning, and we're going to be heading to a short break. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this short timeout. You're watching ONTV's coverage of high school baseball.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
All right, we're back for the bottom of the first inning. Dragons get a chance to come up to the plate now and show their stuff.
Yeah, they're looking to, after the 2-0 first for, or the 2-run first, I'm sorry, for Oxford.
We saw a lot of action in that first, that top of the first.
Yeah, I question the power today because of the wind, but the wind's the only thing that kept that ball from going out of here.
Thank goodness for the wind. And notice the flag over at the high school is now drooping. So somebody up there was smiling upon us when that rocket shot went off to knock that one down.
So Nick Vogelmeyer's coming up first. He's the shortstop. First pitch is down the middle for a strike. 0-1.
2-0 here. Oxford in the lead.
Matt Zitney, the pitch. Strike on the
Nice
inside
pitch.
corner. Yeah.
That knuckled Vogelmeyer's knees there a little bit.
Frozen with the curveball.
Mm-hmm.
0-2 pitch. Just off the
Bringing the heater.
outside part of the plate.
Looking for a punch out.
Zitney's got a bit of a unique pitching style. And line drive.
Base hit up the middle.
So the leadoff man is on for Lake Orion.
Now batting, number 5, Ryan Lambrecht.
So Ryan Lambrecht will come up.
That's, you know, sometimes a rough half an inning can be alleviated by some good hitting
They
in the bottom half of the inning, you know.
must have put maybe a little bit of an urgency into the Lake Orion batters to really try and put Oxford away as early as possible. Try and pick up their starter, Schenzer.
Well, number 5 at second baseman, Lambert. He's a big kid.
The pitch is in the dirt, but not far enough for Vogelmeyer to take second.
Like an off-speed pitch that got away from him.
2-0 here on Lambrick.
Still questioning that error from the first on the Dragons.
It was very borderline. I think the argument could go either way, but it is what it is.
Yep. And that last pitch was a strike, so we're looking at 2 balls, 1 strike.
So line drive caught by the left fielder. Vogelmeyer will have to retreat back to first.
And we saw that ball knuckle over. Did you see it turn? It was heading to
Nick D.
center field, and it just kind of, you saw it bend to the left at the end there with the wind.
So that'll bring up Nick Deeg, one of those star pitchers that we talked about in right before the game started, batting third in the lineup. He's just an all-around good player. First pitch is low. It's 1-0.
1 on, 1 out. Dragons looking to get on the board here. Can I answer Oxford's quick rally in the first?
The pitch is a ground ball to the second baseman. He flips over to second for 1, fires over to first, and he got him for the double play.
Easy 1, 2, 3 for Oxford. 3 up, or 4 up, 3 down. There you go. We're out, and that's the end of the first. We're going to take a short timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second inning of play. You're watching ONTV's coverage of Dragon baseball. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
Okay, we're back for the top of the second inning. Oxford's at the plate, ready to go.
First pitch to Kitchener is a strike. Maybe a little disputable, but we'll take it. The pitch from Schenzer is outside. Will look to be a changeup. Make it 1-1. Working quickly is Schenzer. On the low outside corner for a strike.
Dragons would love to have a quick inning here.
Chopper up, bobbled by Schenzer. He flips over and he recovers just in time to make the
Nice out. That was a nice pickup by Schenzer, and to fire to first and get that out. That was much needed. That play looked closer to the one they called an error on.
Great awareness though by Schenzer.
Good recovery after the bobble.
That'll bring up Griffith. First pitch is fouled off just to our right. So 0-1. One away, 2-0 Oxford here in the top of the second.
Nice crowd on hand for this game on Friday afternoon.
Pitch from Schenzer is called a strike. So it's 0-2 now.
I don't think Griffith liked that call. And got him.
Swing and a miss, and they'll throw it around the field for the second out of the inning.
You know, that can get the momentum going here for Schenzer after sending a nice little strikeout there and throw on a strikeout, nice quick inning.
You know, he had a little bit of a hiccup in the first, but up just in the first couple batters here, as swing and a miss, foul tip. Just in the first couple batters, you know, it really looks like he's starting to get his rhythm down and seeing the Schenzer that we're used to seeing.
It's Liam Logan at the plate. He is a junior, number 19.
1-1 on Logan. The pitch, it's outside. The 2-1 pitch, fouled off onto the JV field.
Nice crowd on hand here for the game. They get their folding chairs out, relaxing out in the sun, but wrapped up in their winter clothing because it's cold out there.
The 2-2 swing
goes
and a
low.
miss. It's in the dirt though. They'll throw over to the first baseman, and that'll end the
And
inning.
a nice 1-2-3 inning for the Dragons, much needed. That takes us to another break. We'll be back here with Ovison, Kuster, and Schenzer up next for the Dragons. We're going to take a timeout. This is ONTV's coverage of Dragon baseball. We'll be back after this timeout.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
And welcome back. Dragons down 2-0 to the Wildcats from Oxford in this rivalry game. We saw an explosion of offense in the top of the first. And the Dragons are trying to respond here in this inning, but they had a nice, easy bottom of the first and or at least top of the second, and they did a nice job there to get the Wildcats out. As number 11, Ovison, the center fielder, comes to the plate. Number 11, what can you tell me about Ovison?
Ovison, he's one of the two team captains, Jake Gardner being the other. He's 6'2", and he's a senior. This is his 4th year of playing varsity ball. The first pitch is grounded in the hole between the third baseman and shortstop.
Nice, solid leadoff hit.
For the second inning in a row, the Dragons have the leadoff man on.
Now batting for Lake Orion, the catcher, number 8, Roman Custer.
Custer, number 8, the catcher for the Dragons up. Boy, would he like to have a multi-base hit here, boy.
So they'll bring up Roman Kuster. The first pitch is a curveball for a strike.
That's a nice-looking curveball. A lot of late action on that one. Wind's picking up again. Blowing in from left field.
Inside.
Another curveball.
So it's 1-1 on Roman Kuster.
I think we can expect a heater coming next. What do you say?
It's a decent fastball count. And it is a fastball, and it is line drive into right field. Stopping at second is Ovison, and it's back-to-back singles here to start this top of the second.
Solid base hit. And, you know, it looks like the Dragons are kind of settling into this game, and maybe they're figuring out this pitcher, you know, and start knocking around the park a little bit here. 2 on, no out. Dragons down 2.
So Brad Schenzer, the pitcher's coming up. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. He shows bunt. He gets it down, but it is foul. So it's 0-1 here on Schenzer.
Didn't get all of it. Boy, that was a good call there. They did not. Oxford, I don't think, saw that one coming. That was a good call.
When you see a big guy like Brad Schenzer come up to the plate, you're not thinking bunt. You're thinking back up the outfield.
That is true. And here we have a conference at the mound just to make sure everybody's on the same page. I think that bunt call threw them. They know the Dragons are here to play.
I understand the bunt call. It would move the runners up, and just a single could probably get 2 in and tie this game right back up.
Yep. Aggressive call early for the Dragons. See if the runners are going to do anything. Not sure if the Dragons are real aggressive on the base paths. We'll find out today.
So the 0-1 to Schenzer is taken. Looked to be a slider. 0-2.
Looks like the strike zone has widened again.
Not greatly consistent, but got to get used to it if you're playing in the field.
Correct. Oh, nice strong hit. Let's see. Sunson is over the head. That'll get 2 in.
So
they're waving him
coming
around.
in. The throw to the plate is
They calling him safe? I didn't see indication. They call him out? I think they did. Did they call him out? I didn't see a safe call.
I didn't
He was
see
safe?
any. I didn't see any call.
He pointed at the plate, but I don't know what the call is.
So it might.
They called it. Yeah, safe. 2-2. Game tied.
Okay.
Odd call by the home plate ump. Usually you see a pretty definitive answer.
I just saw his hand go to his right, and it looked more like a strike
So
call.
Schenzer with a double.
So it's 2-2 now. First pitch is fouled off by Pace.
And just like that, we're knotted up. Great at bat by Brad Schenzer. So, a little shaky on the mound in the first, and he comes back with the bat.
Well, he couldn't get the bunt down, and they pulled it off. And then he just hits it over the right fielder's head for a double. Taken outside.
We saw the movement on that ball.
Called a strike. Interesting.
We'll be nice to the home plate umpire. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Game tied on the double by Schenzer.
Pitch outside, 1-2. The pitch is in the dirt, but not going anywhere.
Kyle Hartwig, did a nice job behind the plate there to stop that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out here in the second.
The pitch.
Off speed.
Popped into the air. It's falling quickly, but under it is the center fielder. They thought about testing it, but they were too worried about the arm.
Yeah. Good call. Be aggressive when you need to be.
Now batting the
And it looks like that Dan Hunter is pinch running for Brad Schenzer, try and get the pitcher out. And
I saw that. I missed that on the base pass. I'm like, who's number 6? Where did he come from? That was Jake Gardner up to bat. And another strike call.
so it's 0-1.
Lake Orion, 4 hits. Coming in on strong here in the bottom of the second.
The 0-1 delivery is
Wild pitch.
wild pitch that must have hit the plate or something, because it just popped right up. Thinking about taking the extra base was Hunter, but looks like he made the wise decision of staying home, or staying at third.
Yeah, that ball moved pretty quick to the backstop. That was an odd bounce. It
just
usually it skips by the catcher, but that one
just
hit something out front, hit a hard surface, and that thing went straight in the air.
Looked more like a pop-up. So called a strike. 1-2 now on Jake Gardner.
Bounces back nicely with that pitch.
inside. So run it to 2-2.
Knotted up at 2 on the double by the Dragons.
Ground ball to the second baseman. This should get the run in. It will. Thrown out
Easily.
at first is Gardner, but
RBI.
if you're going to get out, you might want to make a productive out.
Yes.
So the Dragons will take the lead now. It's 3-2 in favor of Lake Orion here in the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up Josh Bays.
3-2. And just like that, Dragons making their strengths known. You know, they just kind of chip away at you.
Struggled a little bit in the first, but they really come in as Bays takes a strike on the low outside corner.
Bays plays out in right field. He's 6'3", sophomore. And I think he does some catching on the side, too. Another wild pitch. No one on base to take advantage. Second wild pitch of the inning.
This is Bays' first year on the varsity team. He plays primarily the outfield and catcher. The pitch from the Oxford right-hander is very nice curveball, called for a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs so far.
3-run second inning here. The pitch is fouled off hard onto
He went
the field.
down for that one. Protecting the plate there, battling that one out.
Just trying to waste good pitches, try and get on, and then got the top of the order coming up after. Swing, ground ball, but foul to the third base coaching box, who fires it over there like a shortstop.
Nice at bat here by Bays, really battling out there, making Oxford use pitch after pitch. Maybe they can wear out the starting pitcher here.
Ball in the dirt. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls, and it's a 3-2 game. The pitch.
Oh.
Swing and a miss.
Goes for the outside heater, and the Dragons go down, but they do take the lead 3-2. At the end of 2, we'll step away for a quick break. ONTV's coverage of high school sports continues after this short timeout. Stay tuned.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
And welcome back. Varsity Dragon Baseball. First time ever for ONTV. Want to thank you for tuning in. I'm your announcer, Ian Locke, and with me in the booth is my buddy,
Jack Diedrich.
Yep, and we're having a good time out here calling baseball for the first time. And before Oxford sends the first batter up, let's quickly take a look at the OA standings. You see Lake Orion sitting at 5-0 in league play, and Stony Creek was dispatched by Lake Orion just a couple days ago at 4-1. And we have Oxford in town, and they're sitting at 1-2 in OA red play. So it is a league matchup today, and you always want to perform well in your league games, obviously, because you want to win your division.
Yep.
And so far, Dragons are doing a very nice job at 5-0. Obviously, you can't do any better than perfect. So they're looking to continue on. Hopefully, they get the lead back from Oxford. So far, what have we seen so far in this contest, Jake?
Well, you know, the pitching by Schenzer, little difficult. Ran into a bit of trouble there in the first, allowed 2 runs. But, you know, offense didn't do a ton in the first either, but then in the second inning, Schenzer settled down. Offense seemed to get into a nice groove, and they hang a 3 spot on the board, and now we've got a 3-2 lead. So McGean coming up. First pitch is called a strike. McGean reached on the error to start the game.
Yep.
Later came around to score. Line drive into left.
Oh, that's trouble. That's
It was
fair.
a fair ball.
Way back in the corner there. That could be triple territory. He's holding at second base, though.
Hard to get a triple on a ball into left field, but if that was hit to right field, he'd be standing at third, maybe even home by now.
The kick was right. It kicked into the fence to the left, so it stopped it for the Dragons. But that was a solid hit right on the line.
They'll bring Kitching up. He walked in the first and later came around to score. Schenzer sets, delivers. Inside, backing away is Kitching. 1-0.
Beautiful day out here for baseball. Wind, we've seen it all game long. It picks up, it dies down, it comes back again as a move to second. And Oxford gets back in time.
McGinn on second for Oxford after the leadoff double. The pitch. Low
Ball
and
gets
inside,
past.
off the glove of Kuster, and that'll move McGinn over to third base. So a pass ball. And with nobody out, Oxford has a runner on first, and they're trying to answer right back.
Dragons sitting at 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error to Oxford's 2 runs, 2 hits.
The pitch. Chopper to the third baseman. Holding at third is McGinn. Throw over to first, and Kitching is out.
Nice solid feeling there by the Dragons to get a routine play and register the out. I want to thank all our viewers for tuning in, and don't forget you can see replays of these games on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. and go to our webpage at www.orionontv.org for replay times that best fit your viewing schedule.
It'll bring up Hartwick, who immediately sends it into the
gap.
right field gap.
That's
One
to the
run is
wall.
going to score. Heading to second is Hartwick, sliding in. And now all of a sudden it's a 3-3 game here in the top of the third.
Is that back-to-back doubles? And they're getting a hold of that ball too. It hit the gap.
Now batting for Oxford, number 8, the right fielder, Brennan Orr.
When the wind's keeping you from hitting the ball over the fence, the most power you can really do is just adjust and hit it into the gap over and over and over. And
they're finding them.
That's what's happening for Oxford here in the top of the third.
Chris McGowan, number 31, the junior, pinch running here at second base. I think it's McGowan. McGowan, 31.
Chris McGowan now running at second base, number 31.
We seem to have a delay. Umpire adjusting the mask.
Equipment issue out here. Did the wind blow it off?
Brennan Orr steps in.
Low and outside.
3-3 game here in the third.
Game turned on a dime, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just going back and forth, it seems. The pitch from Schenzer is...
Well, we expected this, though, you know, with Wildcats. I mean, it's Oxford. Oxford Lake Orion, rivalry game. You know, nobody's going to back down. You're going to get the best from everybody.
When you get in a rivalry, all teams are good. They're just fighting as hard as they can as he takes a pitch low and away to run the count to 3-0. Oxford wants to come in here, and they really want to upset a really good Lake Orion team.
And, you know, a win like this against a team like Lake Orion could give you momentum for the rest of the season.
The pitch is high and away, so it's a one-out walk here for Oxford.
And Schenzer, he really stayed away from the inside part of that plate there, and there will be a conference at the mound.
Jeremy White.
Chat about some things here and
trying to assess the situation.
Exactly, and you know, I don't know if our viewers know, but I hope they do, that ONTV's moved into a brand new studio at 1349 Joslyn Road, just south of Clarkston Road. It's a brand new facility that's been 20 years in the making, and we're in and up and 100% ready to go. The brand new studio space is absolutely beautiful. I know, you know, you've been there on a tour, and
I didn't see the old one, but from what I've heard, it sounds like just a great upgrade.
Oh, you can't even imagine. 1,000%. And we want to invite all of our viewers to stop by ONTV at the new Orion Center and take a tour. We'll gladly show you around. It's ONTV, and it's Lake Orion and Orion Township's community television station. As play resumes.
First pitch to White is a ground ball
Oh, what a
snapped
stop.
by Schenzer.
Oh.
Hesitates, and they're going to call
Oh.
him safe at second. So
Second guess that call there. He showed first, and then he changed his mind.
It looked like he may have caught up in the excitement of the ball just coming right back at him. He may have thought there were 2 outs or something, but the hesitation, there's a game of inches, and just the slightest second.
Yep. You could see that he showed first, but then he realized, oh, man, double play ball. And he just got a little tardy on the decision
He
making.
recovered, but unfortunately he recovered a little too late, and that's going to put the bases loaded with
1 out.
only 1 out. So,
But a double play ball can get you out of this inning.
yep, you just need a nice little ground ball to one of your infielders. I
Yep.
mean, you got the force at any base with Brubaker up. The pitch is low and away.
No strike.
I thought it was a strike, but I thought it might have opened up a little
That
bit.
strike zone has shown up again in our favor. We'll take it. Oh, a ripping foul ball. I got 2 strikes quickly on Brubaker. Nate Brubaker's a junior here for Oxford, and he's down 0-2.
The pitch is just outside, so 1-2.
So they would do that in a situation to see if you'd go after the heat, try to get that strikeout.
Try and see if you'll reach for it.
Curveball, high.
Tried it again, but nothing, and now you've got to really come into the strike zone and avoid the full count. So the 2-2 pitch
Here
is
comes off
swing
speed,
and a miss.
gets him, nice pitch.
That big pitch, you really needed that strikeout there with the bases loaded. Now just need an out to get out of this with just the 1 run as the
That was a
limited
beauty
damage.
too, man. That was a beauty.
The pitch, swing and a miss to start the at-bat.
He's setting in. You can see Schenzer with the pressure on. He's delivering pretty good here.
So the 0-1 pitch is just outside. So it's 1-1 on Kitchener.
Well, Oxford tagged Lake Orion for 2 in the first and 1 here in the third. And the Dragons had a busy second inning, scoring 3, so we're tied at 3.
So strike call. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to the second
Oh, it's gonna
baseman,
get
but it's
through.
going to get through in that hole. 1 run will score. They're going to hold the runner at third as the throw comes in.
Nice stop at home.
So it's a 4-3 game now in favor of Oxford. And that's going to bring up Griffith.
Now the first baseman, number 25, Nick Deeg, was playing pretty close to the bag. And that ball just found a gap. Foul ball right back at us.
As I flinch out of the way.
Jack would like a helmet up here, even though there's a pretty substantial fence in the way.
There's a fence, there's a wall, there's glass, but
It's still 3D, isn't it? High.
1-1 on Griffith.
Who said baseball wasn't exciting?
Pitch from Schenzer is a curveball that'll just stay outside.
Yeah, he couldn't get that one down. Vinny Griffith, no 21 at the plate.
The pitch, and it is
Oh.
hit high and deep into right field.
Got a
Going
beat
back
on
is
it,
the right
can't
fielder.
grab it. Sun got in his, looked like the sun got in his way there. And they hang on, and the bases are cleared on the double.
So we're going to make that a 7-3 game now in favor of Oxford, and just big turn of events.
I'm really impressed with Oxford. You know, the record does not show the power, and we're seeing some power today. I mean, they're really sending that ball out into the outfield with some oomph, and the Dragons are having a hard time tracking down those balls.
And it looks like we have a conference, and we're going to have a pitching change here. So Schenzer's day is through, and when we figure it out, we'll let you know who the new pitcher is.
All right, with the pitching change, we're going to step away for a quick break while they make the change. This is ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball. We'll be back after this short timeout.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
And welcome back to ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball. And don't forget to get ordered copies of this program by calling 248-693-3377. For only $10, get a copy of this and any other program in our broadcasting vault. That's DVD copies, 248-693-3377. And we do have a pitching change, and that is number 2, Nick Vogelmeyer.
You know, Brad Schenzer, he's usually right on, but, you know, today he was a little shaky. And, you know, can't fault him for struggling every once in a while. I mean, he's almost always on, but, you know, a 5-run third inning and a 2-run first, and Oxford knocks him out of this game early, which is kind of surprising. But
it is surprising, but, you know, you got to give it to Oxford. They're the ones that if they were going to drop a game plan, I think they would be pleased with the outcome so far. And it is a 7-3 lead here for the visiting Wildcats from Oxford. They show no intimidation at all coming into the Dragons' lair here. As Oxford comes to the plate at the bottom of the third. Let's see what Vogelmeyer can do here for the Dragons on the mound.
This is Vogelmeyer's second season in varsity, as the first pitch is high. Last year, it doesn't appear that he pitched. He stands at 5'11", and he is a junior.
He's a right-handed pitcher as well, so
different vantage point for this Oxford team as the second pitch is chop foul.
Yep. Some more baseball fans filing into the stands as this game progresses. And this is a doubleheader. It's something we haven't mentioned yet. This is the first year the OAA has instituted doubleheaders. And today the Dragons will have a doubleheader against Oxford. ONTV will only be here for the first game, though.
Stepping off is Vogelmeyer as the runner on second kind of plays with them a little bit.
Take him out of his rhythm. And he does it again.
Vogelmeyer's going to go have a talk with the field umpire. Not sure what this is about, but whatever it is, it appears to be resolved. So he gets back on the mound. Runner at second, 7-3 in favor of Oxford.
Only 2 outs. Try to get this last out, get out of this inning.
Showing bunt, and now
they got him in a pickle.
throw to third,
they
and
got
he
him.
is out.
They got him. Nice heads-up play by the Dragons to get out of this inning that really did some damage. So that's the end of the inning. The Dragons trail 7-3. We'll be back after this short timeout. You're watching ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball.
Score at the end of 2.5 innings, Oxford.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
And we're back. Pitching change, lots of runs by Oxford, but hey, Dragons have a chance to come back in this one, and there's still a lot of baseball to be played as the bottom of the third begins here at LOHS.
Lake Orion has a very explosive offense. And it's early, so they're very capable of coming back in this game. But you know, you want to try and keep away from crooked numbers, and 5-run third is definitely a crooked number.
And we have, who's coming to the plate for the Dragons? It's number 2, the new pitcher.
Vogelmeyer's coming up.
He had a base hit the last time he was up. See if he can continue the hitting that he showed the first time up.
So the first pitch to Vogelmeyer is swing and a miss, so it's 0-1.
Nice fastball. Matthew Zitney, the senior for the the Wildcats on the mound.
I've been very impressive with his pitching today as he delivers another strike, so now it's 0-2 on Nick Vogelmeyer.
A quick 0-2. Painted that inside corner.
He's really established the strike zone. And the pitch, ground ball into the hole.
Another base hit.
Vogelmeyer's having a really good game today, both in the field, pitching, and he has 2 base hits.
Well, he does what the leadoff hitter should do, get on base, and he's doing it. Guys behind him need to knock him in.
So Lambrick will
batting
come up.
Number 5, Ryan Lambrick.
Lambert hasn't been on base yet today.
The pitch is a curveball that stays outside, 1-0.
I want to thank all of you viewers for tuning in to this baseball presentation, our first ever for ONTV.
Strike on the outside corner.
Strike zone again gets a little wide for the Dragons.
It's jumping around a little bit, but Zitney for Oxford's really taking advantage of it.
He sure is. You gotta take and take what the ump's giving you.
Ground ball to the shortstop.
Could be 2.
It
Ball's
jumps on him,
bobbled.
throw to first,
Oh,
and he
thrown
throws
away.
it away. So runners are going to advance. Stopping at second and third is Vogelmeyer and Lambrick, and now looks like the Dragons have something going.
Just like that, a almost sure double play ball turns into an error and 2 on. No out.
You want to talk about quickly changing events. That looked like it was going to be 2 outs and nobody on for Nick Deeg, but just a little bobble and rushed the throw, and now we got runners on second and third.
Taking advantage of what they give you. Dragons will not complain on that play.
So the number 3 hitter, Nick Deeg, is up. First pitch ground ball to the second baseman,
bobbled
and this
again.
one's bobbled. He's going to fire over to first, and they'll get the out there, but the run will score, and the Dragons get one back.
Vogelmeyer on 2 hits today, and the guys do the nice job of hitting him around, getting him in.
Now batting the center fielder, number 11, Dalton Overson.
Overson had a base hit the last time he was up, number 11.
First pitch down the middle,
Oh, and
and
he
it's
leans
swung
on that one.
Hitting to left field, tagging up. The
High
catch
fly
is
ball.
made. The throw to the play is
In time.
and he is out.
to end the inning. Nice play by the Wildcats to end the inning, but the Dragons do tag one. Dragons trail 7-4. We'll be back after this short timeout. You're watching ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
And welcome back to ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball. I want to thank you for tuning into this inaugural game here for us. And hey, have you ever thought about making your own TV show? Well, sign up for video production classes at ONTV. Call 248-693-3377. Classes are now enrolling, and if you're a Lake Orion resident, they only cost $10. That's practically free. And if you'd like a DVD copy of this program, you can call 248-693-3377, and for only $10, you get a copy of this and any other broadcast in our programming vault. That's DVD copies, 248-693-3377. And ONTV, we're out and about all over the place, Jack, and we're covering football games, basketball. You know what we need to do? Hockey. Hockey's a very popular sport here in Lake Orion, and we've had some requests for hockey, so we got to get hockey rolling next winter. What do you say?
Sounds like a good plan.
Yep, and so far this being our first baseball match, and you know we want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we're just learning how to set up the cameras out here. We have student camera operators with us out here, a student announcer, and everything, and so it's a little experiment that is going extremely well for us today, and we want to thank all our viewers for tuning in. Top of the 4th, Dragons trailing, but they made some noise last inning.
First pitch is low to number 19, Liam Logan.
If you're just joining us, starting pitcher Brad Schenzer was knocked out of the game, giving up, 5 runs in the 3rd.
He struggled a little bit with command, and don't want to put all the blame on him. I mean, Oxford's done great.
High fly ball. Played easily by Deeg. And there's one away. Yeah, you don't want to. It's a team game. It's not just a pitcher and, you know, it's his fault or, you know, they get all the glory. But, yeah, he did have some control issues. But the Dragons did a nice job of backing up their starting pitcher and getting some runs on the board.
And lots of timely hits by Oxford in this one, as the pitch is in the dirt. 1-0 here on McGean.
Now we see the ball, you know, I wonder if there's a challenge here for the catcher here, Kuster, catching Vogelmeyer. I mean, if they don't get a lot of reps together, you know, there might be a challenge of catching a different pitcher, getting settled into his style.
2-0 here on Logan.
In the high school game, they do play 7 innings. Another strike.
Pitch from Vogelmeyer is a strike.
2 balls. I think that's 2 strikes, correct?
I think it is.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
The pitch
Curveball.
is strike 3.
He knew that one before the ref or the umpire called it. And
Quickly,
Oxford
2
sits
outs.
down. Yeah, was that Colin McGee, the lead or the
Leadoff
leadoff
man.
hitter, number 11, the junior, sits down looking.
Bring up Kitching. The pitch is low in the dirt. 1-0.
Umpire tonight's giving them the bottom part of the strike zone.
There it is again. Again,
Ye-
Vogelmeyer looks like he's taking advantage of the
Yes.
lower part of the strike zone, just like the Zitney from Oxford.
Nice pickup by Kuster on the skip.
And if I had to guess, I would think because they're giving them the low strikes, I think that's why we're seeing a lot of balls in the dirt, just missing by a little bit,
Yep.
trying to get that lower strike. The pitch is,
Ooh,
backs him out of
inside.
the way. So it's 3-1.
Wind's picked up again out of left field.
The pitch is called a strike. 3-2.
I think the referee has dinner plans. 3 full count here with 2 outs. But
Ground
we-
ball up the middle. Second baseman has to charge
Oh.
in, and he bobbles it. A weird hop came up on
Yeah,
him.
that was an odd skip there. It looked like it was gonna.
Kyle Hartwick.
He's gonna pick it up cleanly, and that just skipped right at the last second. He's lucky to grab it. Gardner.
Yeah, it must have hit something. I mean, it looked like he had a real beat on it. Looked like he was going to pick it up and
I don't
throw him
think-
out. But
I don't know, a sprinkler head out there or something. Hit something hard, and
just popped right up on him.
now there's 2 outs here and a man on. With Kyle Hartwick, the senior, up to bat.
Pitch from Vogelmeyer is inside and low. 1-0.
Oh, he wanted that one badly. You could see. Oxford's tagged Dragons for 5 hits today. Oh, barehanded grab by the third base coach.
That's
Yeah,
going to
and he-
sting in a 48-degree weather.
He's shaking it off. Yes, it's like catching a bag of ice. That's not fun. We couldn't ask for a nicer day for the cameras out here at the baseball field. Maybe if it was 70 degrees and we had a lemonade.
That might be a little bit better. The pitch is called for a strike.
Nice
Nice
curveball,
bender.
yeah.
So it's 1-2.
Late action on that one. It fell in.
on Kyle Hartwick. The
Comes
pitch
back with a
is
heater.
in the dirt.
Fastball low. You know, I like Vogelmeyer. He's really mixing it up out there, and he's really taking advantage of what the strike zone has offered up today.
I've been really impressed with him. So the pitch, swing
oh,
and a
speed,
miss.
nicely done. Strikes out, and that's the end of the inning. Dragons get him down, but some base runners, a couple errors. Here we go. Right, so we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back after this short break. You're watching ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball. Stick around.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
And welcome back to Dragon Baseball here on Orion Neighborhood Television. want to thank you all for tuning in. It's a beautiful day out here at the ballpark, and ONTV's first ever baseball match here. And I want to thank all of our LOHS students who are helping us with the broadcast, and including my cohort in crime here in the booth, Mr. Diedrich. Doing a nice job. You settled in. You were a little nervous at the beginning, but hey, how is it going so far? Not so bad, right?
Great experience.
Yep, and you know the game better than I do. We'll admit it. But there's our camera operator. There he is. We even have help from the grounds crew here and the custodial staff to get a nice lift out here for our cameras. See the wave from our camera number 3 out there. Camera 1, actually. He's doing a nice job. Camera 3, yeah. So they're out there freezing and in this weather, even with the sun shining, and crew is doing a fabulous job.
Wouldn't be possible without them.
No, yeah, exactly. We would have no game.
You and I would just be talking in a room.
And people looking at us sideways, right? And there's a pitch called for a strike. Yeah, I like what Matthew Zitney's doing out here, the senior.
Pitch to Kuster is in the dirt.
Nice stop by Hartwick. Yeah, Zitney, I'm impressed with him too. You know, I'll pitch the number 1 here for Lake Orion, and he's continuing to do so, and he's mixing up his pitches nicely, keeping the Dragons a little off balance.
And like we've said again and again, I mean, with the strike zone, he's really taking advantage of it.
Yep.
There it is again. I mean,
yep.
It's a low strike zone, so you know he just keeps pounding curve balls right down there, and he's been extremely effective to this point.
And Kuster, a little too much mustard on that one. He little muscled that one in there, and Roman Kuster up to bat currently. Number 8, the catcher. He had a base hit, I believe, his first time up.
The 3-2 pitch, ground ball. Third base coach for the Dragons tried to do one up the.
Tried to do what Oxford did,
Oxford.
And thought about it. He said, "I like my fingers." I think the Oxford third base coach is still shaking that one off.
Probably got his hand in boiling water right now, trying to get feeling back in it. The pitch is inside, and it's a walk.
Nice eye by Kuster to draw the walk.
Up next to the Dragons, number 7.
No outs.
So it'll bring up Brad Schenzer, who started this game on the mound. Got shaked around a little bit.
He did, but came back nicely with a double.
Yeah,
he started the rally in the second inning.
It's nice to see when he doesn't have his stuff on the mound, he has it at the plate as he pops one up,
Got a
foul ground, and it'll get
It's
up
out of
against the
play.
fence.
Lucky fan from Allen Park takes that one home.
Nothing like a good Ernie reference.
Yeah, I know. How can you not? Man, I miss that. I miss that voice.
He was a little bit before my time, but
Oh, he was amazing. You know, I grew up listening to Ernie Harwell, and and even when the Tigers were struggling through some of the middle years in the late '80s, we still had the game on in the background, camping. You're out in the backyard. You had him on, no matter what. It's like your favorite uncle always there that you always look forward to see in the springtime. He was just fabulous, and we have a lot of memories of Ernie Harwell.
1-1 to Schenzer. Pitch from Zitney is a curveball that
Didn't
hung
curve.
up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple inches lower, and that one might be up against the scoreboard for a home run. Don't want to hang a curveball.
Oxford 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. To Dragons 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, it hit him.
And in 48 degrees, that'll sting.
Oh, yeah.
Up next to the Dragons,
Schenzer
Nolan Page.
took that on the left elbow. He couldn't get out of the way. But he's on. Take one for the home team, as they say. And we got 2 on, no out. Pace. Number 7 hitter for the Dragons, Pace, comes to the plate as Hartwick decides to go take a walk out to the mound to talk to Zitney, his pitcher. Oh, it's Nolan Page, number 20, coming to the plate. I don't know if, did Page bat around first?
Yes.
Or was Clements in?
Page was batting.
Do we have, oh, and a bloop. Bloop to the pitcher, gets the lead runner for the first out of the inning. Dragons at first and second.
Number 6, Jake Gardner.
Just got a piece of that ball. I thought Zitney might not be able to field that one cleanly, and boy, juice those bases with no outs, but just got enough of it.
They'll bring up Gardner. 7-4 our score. Oxford in the lead.
Dragons love a couple more runs here. And
1-0. It's a ball low and outside.
with that one, we got to wait for the referee to give us the indication, or the umpire, I should say. I get used to calling soccer matches. I'm calling the referee.
The 1-0 is
Nice
called
pitch.
a strike.
Nice pitch.
Looked to be a changeup.
Thank you for tuning in today to watch varsity Dragon baseball.
Popped foul, but it'll get well out of play. Perhaps on the JV field. Watch out over there.
Yeah, I see some, I think they have a game over there going on in the JV field. I see some white uniforms over there. Nice facility here. If you've never been to a baseball game here at the high school, we encourage all of you guys to come on out and take a peek. It's absolutely beautiful.
Ground ball up the middle.
Could be a double
Picked
play
up.
ball.
Throw to first
And
is
can't complete it.
dropped. Here he comes to the plate, and
No
he's
throw.
going to hold it.
Heads up base running by number 7, Brad Schenzer.
Up next for the Dragons.
Gets a run on the board for the home team.
Josh Bass.
You just pull a little bit closer. That's all you can do when you're down, getting into the middle to late innings, you know. Just got to keep chipping away, and hope you don't run out of time.
Yep. I don't think the hole's too deep. It's 7-5, and 1 on and 2 out. You know, they dodged a bullet on the potential double play ball.
Called for a strike on the outside corner. Foul.
Hit and run on.
Dragons trying to get aggressive here.
Just as Zitney went the windup, the wind picked up there just a little bit. Is that Bayes looking to do some damage here? Good eye.
It was a nice stop by Brubaker, the catcher. Looks like we have the ball was stuck in the fence on that foul ball. Nick Vogelmeyer had to throw a ball and try and get it out of there.
That's an odd thing to see.
The pitch is outside.
Thought the fans were throwing back their souvenir baseballs.
Things you see at a high school baseball game.
That's one I didn't expect.
The pitch is
Oh, in on
fouled
a
off.
fist. Fought that one off.
This one looks like it got over us and not in the fence.
They're aiming for you. Didn't have to duck that one, did you, Jack?
The pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. He'll pick it up. He'll
And-
step on second, and then he'll end the inning.
And that'll do it. End of the 4th. Dragons trail 7-5. We'll step away for a quick timeout. Be back right after these messages. You're watching ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
And welcome back to ONTV's coverage of high school sports. Baseball is on the menu tonight here for ONTV. I want to thank all of you for tuning in and enjoying this beautiful day, and some pretty exciting baseball going on here right out in front of us. And at the beginning, we saw the record of Oxford coming in, and we weren't sure what we're going to see from Oxford. They only had a 1-2 record in league play. Dragons are 5-0, and this is a league contest tonight. And Oxford's done a nice job to put it to the Dragons so far, to a tune of 7 runs to 5 for the Dragons.
It's a rivalry, and you always want the good teams and the bad teams, they want to fight those rivalry games, and that's exactly what Oxford's doing it, and they're doing it
playing up
well.
to the level of your competition, right, as they say?
Vogelmeyer's still on the mound. He took over for Schenzer a couple innings ago. First pitch is a curveball called a strike, 0-1.
Brennan Orr up for the Wildcats, the junior, number 8.
Pops it up, but it looks like it's going to get out of play.
He was aiming at our camera 3 operator up on the cherry picker.
Protect the camera.
Exactly. I don't have to call my insurance man in the morning. Ooh, check swing.
That was a close pitch.
Sure was. Kuster wanted that one. He held on to it just a hair longer, thinking he'd get the call.
Pitch inside.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pitch from Vogelmeyer is...
Ooh, gets away from him.
Called a strike. So that's something you don't see every day.
A strikeout, throw out.
A non-swinging drop, third strike. That wasn't dropped.
Yes. We're seeing a lot of different things at a high school baseball game today.
A lot of low calls from the umpire today.
Yep, but it's been consistent, though. I mean, you can't argue that. It's been that way from the opening pitch.
The pitch, swing and a miss. He jammed him inside.
And as they say, everybody's an umpire when you're not playing, correct? You know the right call when you're not in the game. And we should say, we should give, say a big thank you to a lot of the umpires out here for coming out. It's a thankless job sometimes, and
just ask Jim Joyce.
Oh boy, want to get into that again all these years later? No balls, 2 strikes.
Low pitch, 1-2.
Jeremy White, the sophomore, number 22 for the Wildcats, digging in.
The pitch is jammed him, but it's going to stay foul.
That one
tried to
stung
pick
a little
up.
bit. Shaking it off there is White. Had him inside on the fist, jammed him inside.
The 1-2 is in the dirt. So run the count even at 2-2.
Dragons trail by 2 runs here in the top of the 5th.
Popped up.
Infield fly, shortstop looking for it, calling him off.
The shortstop will make the catch.
Yep, and that is number 5, Ryan Lambert. Nicely done by Lambert.
Next up for the Wildcats.
2 outs here.
Routine fly ball, as they say.
Baker.
With this win, nothing's routine in
I
the
know.
air.
Correct.
It settled down a little bit, but
It comes and goes. It's really odd. It's this week it's been so windy, and
swing and a miss.
it's been so windy, and today we were kind of expecting the same, but it's kind of maybe it's gonna be ending soon. We're hoping, right? 2 quick strikes on Brubaker. Nate Brubaker, the junior, number 14 for Oxford. No balls, 2 strikes.
The pitch is
Call
a
him
strike.
looking.
That'll end the
And
inning.
Brubaker's not pleased with that call, but it is the correct call, and that's 3 outs. And that's the Dragons will be up next. After this short timeout, you're watching ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball. Stay tuned.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
And welcome back to LOHS Baseball, varsity baseball for the first time on ONTV. We hope you're enjoying the game as much as we are up in the booth. And we took the act down the road, and this is our first baseball match ever here for ONTV, and we have an all-student crew out helping us, and they're doing a nice job. And we want to thank Roger Smith, the high school video teacher, for giving you guys your training and showing you how to do all this stuff and coming out and give us ONTV a hand and making baseball possible for the community out in Lake Orion and Orion Township.
If it weren't for him, I took his class in school, and I wouldn't know about this, and I wouldn't be here right now.
Well, you're doing a fine job as Dragons have a pop fly in shallow center, and it's easily taken in, and that's Vogelmeyer, the leadoff. They finally have an answer for Vogelmeyer at the plate. He's been money today.
Just singles the opposite way into that hole. Surprised
2
they didn't
hits.
move the second baseman over to
No
stand
kidding.
right next to him.
No kidding. Why don't you just give him second base, right? So Vogelmeyer, he's out, 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Lambricht up to bat. The first pitch is taken high. 1-0.
Outfield's playing pretty deep.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Looked like he was thinking fastball, but got
off
the
speed,
curveball. Was way out in front of it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Again, there's only 7 innings of play in the high school game. And in the 5th inning, it is the later stage of the game, so you got to watch out. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you gotta starting to run out of time a little bit, so you gotta really start getting the base hits together. Only down by 2, so very possible.
Ooh, ouch. Chopper off the foot. And Lambricht walks that one off. So only having 7 innings, it really changes the way you see baseball in the high school level, because you have a rough first inning, it can really bite you.
So strike 3, and that'll
Next for the
quickly
Dragons,
make
number
the first 2
25,
guys
Nick
retired.
D.
That was an impressive fastball by Zitney.
So it'll bring up Nick Deeg.
2 outs here for the Dragons in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody on.
The pitch is taken high, very high. So it's 1-0 or 2-0?
2 balls, no strikes, they say on the scoreboard.
The pitch,
Look good.
called strike. Two and 1 to Nick Deeg. Ground ball to the first baseman, and he'll get under the glove. So
Nate Brubaker, the first baseman, waved at it, but didn't get in front of it. And we have a base hit.
Up next for the Dragons,
You have to
number
wonder
11,
if there's
Dalton Oberson.
how many bumps there are in the infield, because we've seen quite a few
That's at least the
errors
third.
that have just
Third one today.
come up on guys at the last second. That'll bring up Ovison. Pitch. 1-0.
The one that kind of threw me was that one was in the dirt area, but the one in the grass, it would look like it was a nice roll, but popped up on the Dragons. Oh, nice straightaway center, right to the center fielder. He took 2 steps back and cleaned it up. And an easy 1-2-3 here for the Wildcats, and the Dragons go down. And as we change sides, we're going to take a timeout. You're watching ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and stick around after these short messages.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
All right, we're back. Top of the 6th inning. ONTV's coverage of varsity baseball as Nick Vogelmeyer, number 2, who took over for Brad Schenzer on the mound. He's done a nice job. Really settled down, and he's really working the ball around the strike zone that's been given to him by the home plate umpire.
He took over in that 5-run third, and he stranded all the runners. He hasn't allowed a run since, and he's really tamed this, what seems to be today a very good offensive Oxford team. They came out swinging, and it's nice to see Nick Vogelmeyer settle him down a little bit.
That's true, and we need more of the same in this inning for the Dragons to have a shot at coming back in this. It's the 6th, and high school baseball only goes to the 7th, so the Dragons are going to have to dig in here.
His last 2 innings. First pitch is a ball.
Mike Kitchener, number 23, the senior at the plate for the Wildcats.
The pitch chopped to the third baseman.
Oh, tough play.
And that's the 4th time we've seen either team, ball's just bouncing up on people. It's weird hops today.
Considering the temperature out here, the ball's it's a lively ball out there. But that was a tough play anyway with the angle that ball was coming in, and he's trying to play the short hop, and those are always challenging plays to make on any level.
It'll bring up Vinny Griffith, junior for Oxford. Quick pickoff move by Vogelmeyer, but back in plenty of time.
And the Oxford bench really giving it to Vogelmeyer. The chatter of a baseball game.
Pitch is called for a strike.
Nick Vogelmeyer doing a nice job just settling in and doing what's expected of him for his team.
Ready, and the pitch is showed bunt, throw over to
Oh,
first, and they got it.
What a play.
heads-up play by the catcher Kuster, and they pick off the runner at first.
I didn't think that Kitchener had that big of a lead off of first, but they mowed him down.
Kitchener questioning the call from the umpire, but it is what it is.
Hey.
We'll take it.
I'm not complaining.
Called third strike, and
that's 2 quick outs. Base is empty.
Number 19.
As again, we say the game turns on a dime.
Yep. So Liam Logan up for Oxford, the number 9 hitter. 2 outs here. The pitch from Vogelmeyer is taken outside. 1-0.
Oxford sitting on 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and Lake Orion 5 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors.
Taken high. So a really good hitters count now for Liam Logan, as it's 2-0. Called strike will make it 2-1.
Low part of that strike zone in play today. Two outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like the outfield is playing straight up.
The pitch, swing and a miss. He got him.
That was a nice inning by the Dragons to get them. Throw down the base runner and get out of the inning unscathed. That is the end of the top of the 6th, and we're going to take a quick timeout here, and we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back after this timeout. You're watching ONTV's coverage of high school baseball.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
All right, we're back. Dragons knocked out the Wildcats in exciting fashion. As you see, the Wildcats enjoying their lead, having a good time on the bench to the catchy music coming out of the press box and having a good time with it. Baseball's a fun game. The crowd enjoys it. The players always have a good time. And, hey, the announcers have a good time, too.
I'm enjoying myself up here.
Yep.
Roman Kuster comes up, the catcher.
Bottom of the 6th.
Time to string some hits together. First pitch from Zitney is low, 1-0. Zitney started this game, and he's trying to get the complete game. He's still another inning away, but
he's doing a good job. He's only given up 6 hits.
The pitch, and it is called for a strike.
And I haven't seen any drop-off in the zip on his fastball or anything. I mean,
no, he's been consistent with velocity and with control.
And since the first inning concluded, he had
ground ball to the shortstop, picks it up cleanly, throw over to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
We saw the in the first inning, or excuse me, the second inning, the Dragons were really battling, fouling the ball off, and really getting the pitch count up, and then that just kind of ended. Dragons have been hitting the ball consistently or being mowed down, you know. So pitch count can't be too high for Zitney, and he's settled in nicely, and he's got a rhythm going that the Dragons are going to have to bust up.
That'll bring up Brad Schenzer. First pitch, high and fairly deep into center field. Center fielder's under it. He will make the catch and
wind knocks that one down, and the wind was blowing, as we say. The flag was standing up straight and knocked that ball down. He got a hold of it. And Schenzer, you know, he's done a nice job at the plate. He's hitting it solid as a double. Just couldn't get that couple extra feet on that one. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Nolan Page up the bat. Takes a ball low in the dirt, 1-0. 2 away here in a 7-5 game in favor of the Oxford Wildcats.
Again, this is a doubleheader. ONTV cameras will only be here for the first game, but the OAA has instituted doubleheaders this year, and I know the coaches around the OAA are interested to see how that plays out.
Ground ball up the middle. The shortstop has it. Throw over to first. And
Oh,
he
pulled
is,
him off, and they called him.
Wow.
Looked like he may have been pulled off the bag, but the no, punches him out, and that is 3 outs for the Dragons, and they're going to change sides here, so we roll into the 7th. Dragons trail 7-5. We'll be back after this short timeout. It's ONTV coverage of varsity baseball.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
And we're back. Top of the 7th about to begin here as the guys are warming up. Nick Vogelmeyer still on the mound for the Dragons. Did a nice job stepping in for Brad Schenzer, who struggled in the early innings and was pulled in the 3rd after giving up 5. And Wildcats up to bat here to try to tack on a couple more. They're up 2 runs, 7-5 over the hometown Dragons.
Leadoff man Colin McGee will step in.
The junior.
First pitch is swing and a miss.
Nice placement on that ball. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
McGee's at the top of the lineup as it switched over from the last inning. Pitch from Vogelmeyer is ground ball towards second base. Diving try, but it's going to get past.
Gardner almost had that one. Nice effort.
Up next for the Wildcats.
Dragons have done the Wildcats have done a nice job of finding the lanes and the alleys and the gaps and whatever you want to call them. And they're really spreading that ball around and finding the way to get on base.
Seems like they really like that gap over between first and second. Their right-handers have been going the other way consistently, and
must have been part of the scouting report, you know.
It's almost like they duplicated Nick Vogelmeyer.
Yes. Kitchener up to bat number 13, the junior.
1-0. He steps back in, runner on first. Vogelmeyer's ready. From the stretch, the pitch.
And the runner goes. Hit and run on. Oxford looking to tag another one here on the Dragons. I'd like to have a 3-run cushion going into the bottom of the 7th.
They'd like that, but hopefully Nick Vogelmeyer can stop them.
Bats have gone silent for the Dragons over the last couple innings.
Nobody out.
Curveball drops in for a strike.
Hartwick's on deck. The pitch.
1 ball, 2 strike.
Swing, fly ball into left field. Left fielder's under it. He will make the catch. McGee will have to retreat back to first, and there's 1 away.
Saw a play just like that earlier in the game where that ball was moving left and right as it's flying out. I just took a look over at the flagpole as that one was leaving the bat. Flag is laying limp on that pole, and it's helped the Dragons there in that instance for the breeze to go away.
Starting to pick up a little bit now as we speak.
It's just an odd day. Not a cloud in the sky with the wind up and down.
Fly ball into left field. back is the left fielder. He will make the catch. Busy out there this inning. And
Yes,
once again, McKean will have to head back to first base. And that'll bring up.
Again, Vogelmeyer doing his job. Setting him up, setting him down, right?
That'll bring up Brennan Orr, the junior, number 8.
2 outs.
Dragons trying to keep McKean over at first.
There he goes.
The pitch throw is not in time.
Throw is offline and to the left.
So it's the first stolen base by either team here in this game.
We saw Kuster warming up, and usually, you know, even little leaguers do it. At the end of the pitching warm-up, you do the throw down to second base, and he's money every time, but this time he was just offline a little bit.
The pitch is low, but called a strike.
Again, we've seen it. We still can't adjust to the strike zone, but it's been there all game long. It has been.
The 0-2 pitch is high.
They say don't listen to the guys with a couple of microphones strapped to their heads. We're just observers. 2 outs.
Pickoff throw is just a little offline. Easily caught, but back in time is McKean.
I think they caught him. If that ball was on line, I think they would have had him. He looked surprised that was coming down.
1-2 pitch to Brennan Orr. Swing and a miss.
Nicely done by the Dragons. Dragons leave one stranded there for the Wildcats, and that's the end of the inning. Bottom of the 7th coming up. It's do or die time for the home team. We're going to take a timeout and be back after the short timeout. You're watching ONTV's coverage of high school sports.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
And welcome back to Dragon Stadium here. Varsity baseball on the menu. First varsity baseball game covered by ONTV, and it's been an interesting game. It's not a blowout by any means, but it's been kind of a back and forth affair. Dragons were down. Wildcats really came out strong, and
both offenses have been shut down for the last few innings.
It has. So a lot of action in the first 3. Not much since. Dragons tacked on a run in the 4th, but that's been it.
The first pitch shows bunt, but pulls it back, and it's called a strike. Looks to be about down the middle, 0-1.
And Zitney, boy, he's digging in. He's ready to go. He wants the complete game win here.
Do or die time for the Dragons. The pitch is outside, 1-1. Dragons need 2 runs to tie it here in the bottom of the 7th, 3 to win.
Gardner up here for the Dragons with Bays on deck.
Swing and a miss.
Yep, bottom part of the order here for the Dragons. See what the guys, the 8 and 9 hitters can do, and we know what Vogelmeyer can do. He's done a great job. If
1-2 is
inside.
Backed off Gardner. Gardner, Bays, and Vogelmeyer are due here in this inning.
Love to get
the going.
Yep, love to get the first 2 guys on and clean it up with Vogelmeyer the way he's been hitting the ball.
The 2-2 pitch is low, so that'll run the count full here on the first batter of the inning.
Oxford was their bench was trying to cheer that one into the strike zone, but it didn't quite work.
Oh, inside.
Almost hit him, but draws a walk. Nicely done by the leadoff hitter, sitting at the number 8 spot, Hudden Gardner.
So here comes the Oxford coach to the mound.
Could there be a change here? Do you think they're going to keep him in?
I think they'll keep him in. Looks like they're going to. I think like they're just trying to
Defensive assignments here, possibly.
figure out how they're going to try and get out of this game. But a leadoff walk by Gardner is just what the Dragons need to start this inning.
Exactly.
I know that Josh Bays has some powers, so you know he's very capable of tying this game on one swing of the bat. So we'll have to see what happens here.
And if you like what you see here tonight with the varsity baseball game, you can order DVD copies of this program by calling 248-693-3377. For only $10, you can own a copy of this broadcast. Josh Bays, number 24, the sophomore, stands 6'3", is up. The number 9 hitter for the Dragons. Love to get the 8 and 9 batters in the order on base for the heart of the Dragon lineup to come up. Especially Vogelmeyer, maybe he can knock a couple in here.
The pitch is in the dirt.
Kind of an odd delivery there. He looked a little. Zitney looked a little off balance there when he delivered that pitch.
One thing I'm noticing this inning from Zitney is that he's not, the whole game he's been very consistent as he delivers a strike, but this inning he's had a few pitches that he kind of wandered on him a little bit.
Yep.
Wonder if he's starting to get a little
bit tired,
here.
yeah.
The pitch is
comes back.
Strike.
He started out kind of weak with the ball, and he comes back strong with 2 strikes. Zitney would love to have an out here.
The pitch is low. Check swing by Bays, but he held it back.
Good eye by Bays, the right fielder. Bays was busy earlier when Oxford tacked a couple hits on him.
The 2-2 pitch is a
Chopper.
grounder up the
This
middle.
could be a
Second
double
baseman
play.
picks it up, throw to first, and quickly
Double
there are 2
play.
outs. So now with
Huge play for the Wildcats.
kind of takes the wind out of the sails.
Does.
As the Dragons are down to their last out with Nick Vogelmeyer.
Huge double play ball. And Zitney, he drew the double play ball. What can you say? The guy's pitched a great game. He's done a nice job all game long. He came out strong in the opening frame when the Dragons struggled a little bit. And he's been steady Eddie ever since. But he opens with a ball. Vogelmeyer has 2 hits today.
Stands at 5'11", the pitch from Zitney. Just outside, so run the count to 2-0 here on Nick Vogelmeyer, who has a couple of base hits today. 7-5 in favor of Oxford. They're 1 out away from upsetting Lake Orion. The pitch is inside, almost hit him. Had to back out of the way a little bit.
3 straight balls, not really close. I mean, those are pretty easy to call.
And you see him shaking his arm a little bit. It looks like he's starting to get a little tired. 3-0 is way inside. So on 4 straight pitches, Nick Vogelmeyer draws the walk, and now the tying run yet again will come up in Lambrick.
Number 5.
And you look at that double play ball, how huge that was now, especially when Zitney comes back with 4 straight to get the Dragons on base again. Boy, you look back and go, oh man, you can have that one back. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. This is it for the Dragons. Lambrick trying to get something going here for the Dragons. Advance the runner. Got to hit it in the outfield. We need a base hit.
First pitch is way inside.
Control is an issue now here for Zitney.
You wonder if Oxford's thinking about getting somebody warmed up here.
I don't see anybody throwing at all. And the coaches are just kind of hanging back. Gonna let him finish this one out.
The pitch.
Outside.
So it might be Zitney's game to lose.
Well, we still got to get on base and got to get them in. But that's 6 straight pitches that are not in the strike zone.
The 2-0 pitch.
High fly ball, and this could do it.
It will fall into the glove of the
Wildcats
second
do it. A
baseman.
huge win on the road for the Wildcats in Game 1 of the doubleheader here at Lake Orion High School, and the Dragons go down in the first one, 7-5 on 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the visiting Wildcats. And your hometown Lake Orion Dragons, 5 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors, and they drop the first one of the doubleheader tonight. Thoughts on the game before we get out of here?
Well, you know, it ends the perfect record this year for the Dragons in league play, so that'll push them down to 5-1. You know, they're still at the top of the division. I'm not sure what Stony Creek's done, but you know, they're still in good pace to do well in this
It's not
league.
the end of the season. We're in the first third of the season. We don't want to paint a negative picture here, but it was a beautiful game. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the game tonight, and it's ONTV's first game ever here at the ballpark and varsity baseball, and ONTV's happy to bring it to you, and we'll bring more of these games to you as spring rolls along. And stay tuned for more softball games, soccer matches, and lacrosse as ONTV sports coverage continues through the spring season here on the grounds of Lake Orion High School. For my partner in the booth, I'm Ian Locke. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on ONTV Sports.